Okay. Please help me out, everyone. Okay, Monday morning. I am not in the clinic. I am in the office. And what am I doing today? Currently, I'm just doing some brief analysis on the accounting systems that we're using and just trying to work out. Since end of the month came on end of last week, so just trying to have a quick look at where we're sitting financially as a business. It's been a really good thing that we've done in the last 6 months or so, where we brought someone in who is tracking and monitoring the costs much more accurately, clearly, more kind of day-to-day spend, which is helpful for when we're looking at what we invest into moving forwards. There's things that I want to do to improve it. There always is in every aspect of this business. There's things I want to do which will make it better. But the point of it is like knowing what your management accounts are saying, which is what everyone should be doing, is so powerful. I used to just go by cash in the bank, and then that was my kind of analysis of where we were sitting as a business. But interestingly, if I look at cash in the bank at the moment, it would show that actually we're not doing too great because we've just paid out all the wages and everything. But because we work on deficits with the insurance providers who we work with, we're normally on a 6-week backlog. So if I just looked at the cash, it looked like things are quite poor at the moment. But if we actually look at the business as a whole, with what we're still owed from our creditors, or our debtors, I should say, then it looks much more positive. But without that accuracy, it's very difficult to determine how well we're doing as a business. It's not to say it's easy. The thing is, we've got 4 clinics at the moment. If we just had one, I look at some of the numbers on just one, I think, if I could condense this into just one location, things would be a hell of a lot better. And interestingly, the more you grow, you think that you're going to just multiply and double the profits or the revenue or anything like that. But it's really not the case, because you obviously need more manpower or women power, whichever way you want to look at it. But you need more people to come in and operate the areas to keep things running smoothly. So I'm constantly looking at things like that. And yeah, as I say, from an operating profit point of view, we'd probably be better off if we just had the one clinic. But it doesn't meet what the growth idea I have of where I want this clinic to be at. So we're going to keep pushing with the goal, the vision. I'm going to share that again at some point this week, because I want everyone, especially in clinic, to understand it. But then I want everyone who is looking at us, thinking about working with us, to also understand what it is before they apply with us. And that's the whole purpose of doing this channel, to really try and drive that recruitment. Look at the way that we get people invested into us. Yes, if patients want to look at what we do, great, but would it tell them much about what we do as being physios? Maybe not, and maybe I need to improve on that a little bit with getting some more videoing of other people who are attending our clinic for their rehab sessions. But that is easier said than done, I swear. It's not like I'm not trying, but maybe I need to try hardest. Feels like I make an excuse for that. But yeah, so I've got that. Today I've got interview to do later on. I've got meetings to attend. I've got 2 meetings to attend, 3 meetings to attend actually. Along with the interview, and just trying to get the marketing side of things on point, which is what my role now is. And it's been quite good actually. Like even this morning, I could see that there was problems as in sometimes this is the start of the week, and not having to deal with it is quite nice. Whereas I'd normally take all that stuff on board or take it upon me to deal with. And I'm really trying to step away from that now and let other people in their positions deal with it, and focus me on driving the business forwards, rather than that age-old thing I keep saying about it, like, am I the constraint? And sometimes I think if I get involved in that, I become the constraint. So yeah, I'm letting other people deal with it, let them be accountable for it and take responsibility, and then I get the feedback of what's happening in our meetings. So yeah, let's see how this week goes. Hopefully it'll be a good one, but I'm going to film it all anyway, so you can all judge for yourself if it's any good. Right, Tuesday, I'm in clinic. It's well quiet here today. We've got people on annual leave, and there's actually no one in clinic till 2 p.m. So we have 5 hours with the room sitting empty. Let me just kind of film around here to show you what it looks like. Look how dead it is. We've got Tash at home. She's sorting out the accounts today. And all these rooms currently sitting empty. That gives me mad stress, because we still got to pay the rent on all this, so we need to get things are really busy, and it's well weird that we haven't actually got anyone in it, so I'm surprised. But what it also does is it gives me good insight into where we can increase our staff count and where we have availability. So that helps with the recruitment strategy that I've got in mind at the moment. We do have one person already confirmed to be joining us. We have a second one who is interviewing tomorrow for their final round. So hopefully they'll be coming on. But as I believe, I don't think they're actually going to be based here. I think they'll be based more at our Winchmore Hill clinic to start with before developing to here. However, we might actually look at that and think maybe it's worthwhile them coming over here to fill in the spaces that we have here at the moment, rather than trying to put them into Winchmore Hill. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, a quiet day here at the moment, but I'm going to go and do some stuff with our admin team on our CQC registrations. We're trying to get CQC with the GPs coming on board. It's going to help with a few other things as well, but we want to try and get the policies in place for that, which is long, really, really long. But we're going to go and have a look at that now. Morning.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, what's this?
Box that me and Marco can hide behind.
Oh, wait a minute. Anyone want to open it?
Better be something good.
It's obviously something good. Oh, you're going to do it that way.
Ah!
Oh, finally, got some happiness. Go on then.
This is going to be of no interest to
Marco,
Marco.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Marco does not enjoy this pastime.
He might enjoy it though. He might start to enjoy it.
He doesn't enjoy this pastime whatsoever, but this is my favourite pastime. And couldn't we have kept this one at home and given them the... Oh my...
That's true, yeah.
Why are we've got to take this, we've got to bring another one.
Huh?
We need our one to stay here.
No, we don't. We'll give him a new one. It's a treat from me. Slightly you as well.
100% coffee machine.
Yeah.
There we go.
And it wasn't actually given to us by Nespresso either as a gift.
Yeah, it's not an ad.
It's not an ad. It's really not. We're not that big time yet.
Yeah.
Yet. So that's the end of Tuesday. Once again, didn't really get a chance to do any filming, but what I did do is I've created an advert. Now, I haven't actually looked back at this yet, so I'm going to show you this advert now, and then I'm going to just, yeah, we're posting it, whatever happens, and then you might see it live somewhere else, but you also might not. Depends how bad it is, but I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to put it together anyway and just show you how bad it is and how difficult it is to get this filming stuff all accurate and correct.
Let's go.
Right, is that the GP? Oh great. I need a referral because I'm in pain. 8 months!
Does that sound familiar? I've got the solution for you. So who are we then? Well, we're a group of clinics who specialise in physio, podiatry, massage, acupuncture, nutrition, and much more. And we know what healthcare should look like. There's no AI or fake news. Just expert hands-on treatment designed to get you better. And we've got over 1,000 5-star Google reviews. So if you're tired of healthcare looking like this, okay, I've listened to your problems. There you go. And you want healthcare that looks like this, so come and see a member of our team. You can either book online or call us directly. And the best thing is, we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you're not happy with your first appointment, you can come and see another member of the team totally free of charge. That's how much I trust in what we're doing. So don't let time or poor levels of service stop you from getting better. Right, Wednesday morning. I say morning, it's not, it's afternoon. It's 12 o'clock on Wednesday. I've just got back from clinic. We had our meeting this morning, our management meeting. We are prepping for our first quarter review. In the past, we've always done reviews of clinic, but we are definitely becoming better as a business of how we analyze things and track things and put things in place to improve models and stuff like that. So I'm quite looking forward to what next week is going to look like when we actually do that review. So yeah, we were discussing a lot about that, a lot about how we are performing as a clinic, how the metrics are growing, how we're meeting targets in certain areas, what the development looks like from how we're going to be looking at our recruitment phase, the services we're bringing in. We're running for CQC, so Quality Care Commission, so we've got deadlines which are set for that. So there's loads of stuff going on, which is going to help with the new people who come onto us and then enable us to provide better services to our patients in the long run. The key thing at the moment is piecing it all together, making sure people stay accountable to what their role is, play their part in it, and do the things that they need to do. So that's what we use that Wednesday meeting for. There's other meetings that happen throughout the week as one-to-ones with clinic managers to see how we're getting on individually and individually from a therapist point of view and clinically from a clinic point of view. Now what I'm going to be doing, I've got some videos to edit. I have some things to do with recruitment for different therapists. So we're looking at different services, as I keep mentioning. So I've got to do my reach out to people for that. Yeah, I need to create my videos for our YouTube, our TikTok, our LinkedIn, our Instagram account, making sure that all stays on track. I spent ages on it yesterday. I can't believe how long they actually take. But yeah, that's what I've got to do currently. And we've got a interview concluding at 1:30 p.m. today with a new physio, and I hope that goes really well because they'll be a great addition to us and will help elevate our game by providing high levels of care which we want from everyone. So that's where we're at the moment. So I'm going to crack on and I will update you later on with how we're getting on. Wednesday evening, I'm in the same place where I filmed earlier from. I have been spending the last 2 days pretty much putting together a load of stuff for social media and trying to find some type of continuation, if that's the right word, of how we can post regularly in order to help promote the services that we do and everything else. And it actually helps me with understanding the role for in the future when I do bring someone else on for this, because at the moment it's taken up so much of my time and it's pulling me away from other things that I could be doing within the business. So I've really got to find the right strategy for how I implement this in order to then to be able to pass it on to someone else, or at least have them come in and give their ideas on what we're doing at the moment. But yeah, it's mad. Like what's the time? 8 o'clock. And I'll probably be on this till about 10 o'clock tonight, just trying to work it out. And then we'll pick it up again tomorrow as well. But it's not woe me, I promise, because I know that there's loads of people in this situation. But these are the realities, unfortunately, of running your own business, like trying to find and learn these new skills. I read a lot of books at the moment, and you can go and get others to do it. And the problem with that is, though, it increases the salary demand, which in theory would force you to go and get more business to bring in, which is fine, but it just adds an extra element of stress onto it. And at the moment, I don't know if I can cope with adding another layer of stress with another salary position within the business. So I've got to try and bootstrap this myself a little bit at the moment until I find the right way of doing it that I can then hand it over simply to somebody else. But yeah, it's definitely a learning curve taking on doing this social media stuff, because I did not realise how much time will go into it. So it's a huge learning curve for me. But anyway, I'm gonna crack on with this, and tomorrow is a new day, and hopefully we will get some better footage than me just moaning and talking to a camera. Okay, Thursday morning. I am in the office. I've been in the office pretty much all week this week. I haven't really had a chance to get into clinic much. I think I said yesterday I spent a lot of time at the moment doing our social media stuff, trying to work out what it is that we can do better at and what it is that we need moving forward with having someone come in to do it with us. That's the long-term play at the moment. But yeah, so far this morning I've been doing my own filming. I'm really trying to get onto the Instagram stuff now. And the more I'm doing this filming, the less concerned I'm getting with how I come across. I don't mean it in a negative way, but I used to do like 30 takes. Now I'm just like, right, that's the take, we're going with that. So if anyone is thinking of doing the social media thing and they're not doing it at the moment, I highly recommend that you just get busy with it. I've been doing it for like 12 weeks altogether now. And I'm becoming less and less concerned about doing it multiple times, multiple takes. I think partly that because it takes so much time as well, and I don't have that to give. So yeah, it's I'm getting quicker at it. Am I getting better at it? I don't know. I wouldn't say I am personally, but it seems to be building traction at the moment. We're getting positive things happening, which is what I ultimately wanted from this. And it's weird, like the more positivity that you get, not necessarily from comments, but from seeing the impact it has on the business, the more of an addiction it becomes to keep doing more of it. I never thought I would be this involved in social media. I thought I would have got to 3 or 4 weeks in and thought, this is still not getting any more comfortable. But it's actually becoming more and more comfortable, which is a positive. So yeah, for the rest of today, I've got an interview coming up at 10 o'clock with a therapist who's interested in working with us, which is fantastic. I then got a meeting at 12 o'clock with the team who do our advertising and stuff like that to go through what they've got to present to us at the moment. I need to start doing my review of the quarter. I said the other day, we haven't done this before, any quarterly reviews. So it's brand new for me as well, and finding out what is important, what's not important, so that on the next one, we can really start to delve deep into the data and what we have. I then got another interview at 3 o'clock today. I've got to do some outreach to people about potentially working with us. They've reached out and said that they're interested. So I just need to find out a little bit more. Right? Interested. We've got someone from Australia who has contacted us about working with us. So yeah, there's positive things happening at the moment. It's trying to stay on top of it all and also identify where we need to plug gaps. It's all well and good having staff come and work for you, but if you haven't got the work for them, it's silly. Or if you haven't got the space. And part of the thing that we were looking for always is different locations, new locations. I had a really interesting chat about 6 weeks ago now with a patient of ours who is actually interested in creating a hub alongside what we're doing. He actually approached us to say, why don't you do the physio stuff there? Which was exciting. Nothing's come of it at the moment. And it's funny that these conversations happen really regularly, and actually moving forward and going through with it is a whole different matter. We have a similar thing actually with recruitment. We have people who we interview, everything goes well, we say, okay, come work with us, and then they actually don't end up working with us. It's so strange. But listen, I'd always rather them make that decision before they join us and then think, actually, this isn't the right place for me. The standards, expectations are too high for what I can deliver upon. It's better for them to not come on rather than to come on and then find themselves in an environment where we do expect the highest standard. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but others out there may feel that actually, you know what, I used the example before about schools. There's outstanding schools, there's good schools, there's satisfactory and there's unsatisfactory. The outstanding schools, I know what drives them to maintain that level. And I'm trying to then put that into what we do as a business. So it is difficult. It's very difficult. And I know in them environments of the schools that there are challenging times. But try working in the unsatisfactory school and see how more challenging that is. I used to be a PE teacher, so I've seen what it's like on the other side, from not necessarily inside it, but I'm speaking to the staff members and stuff like that. And the amount of times they said, what I do to come and work at your school. But the problem with that, with the schools that I was in, there was never the opportunity to come in there because no one ever left because they knew what the other side of it was. Anyway, that's just an interesting thought which I felt I'd share whilst I was rambling on here. But yeah, I'm gonna crack on with the day and I will update you as it goes. Okay, just about to jump on to the first interview of the day. I'll record it, but I'll just drop in little bits of what we talk about. I'm not going to do the whole thing, so don't worry. talk to me, mate. Like, this is an opportunity just for us. I'm turning up my volume's really low. It's just an opportunity for us to have a quick chat about what it is that you're seeking, situation, all of them things, to see if we kind of align before we go on to the next bit. Because we've got our interview process is a fairly long, is relatively long, because hopefully the reputation we have will help grow that area, as long as we have the right people on board to do it. It's I can only advise on what I know. I've been doing this 10 years, so I know how to grow a clinic, I know how to grow a service, and I know what it takes to get busy. So from the individual has to back themselves that they're going to be able to get busy and have to be good at what they do. It's the only way, honestly. We do 415 appointments per week. Across all of our sites, so we'll do over 1,600 appointments this month alone. So I'm confident we'll get people busy, but they need to have the belief in themselves that when we give them the patient, that they're good enough to maintain the patient and deliver the service in line with what we expect from them. And if they can do that, it will be fine. We've had people work with us for like 6 years, and they're still with us. I hope they're going to be with us for longer, but that's because they can see that we're growing and stuff like that. But listen, every individual's different, and it depends what their drive is, what their motivation is, and things like that. Of course you don't. So yeah. Well, I do it to minimize your risk. There's only so much that we can do. I wish it was that easy. I really, really do wish it was that easy. The reason they stay with us for 6 years is because they're happy. They're happy with how they're treated. They're happy with how they're rewarded. And it's important for me that I have happy staff. Unhappy staff is just like, it's hard enough, this business, let alone then doing it with everyone unhappy and things like that. So keeping everyone happy is my biggest role and biggest challenge, which I have to constantly do. So we try and share as much as possible. We now, like, for example, we even record it on YouTube. We created a YouTube channel. We're posting every week about this is what clinic life is like. And even on there, I'll share, this is our target. Our target to reach is this number. I share the profit and loss thing with everyone so they can all see where's all the money go. It's the only way, for me, it's the only way to run a business, being transparent and open, and so that everyone understands what everyone's doing and what everyone's getting, so they can see the why behind what they're doing, rather than them fear. Because like I say, we'll do 1,600 appointments, and everyone's like, wow, you're bringing in that amount of cash. Yeah, and then we're paying out that amount of cash. Yeah, it can only work. It can only work that way. If people don't like who they're working with and they're disgruntled, they're unhappy, they leave. And the more people who leave, the harder it is to replace. Listen, sometimes better opportunities come up where they'll move somewhere closer to home or whatever. I'm like, yeah, mate, go for it. As long as you look back at us and you say, you know, they were decent. I really, really liked it there. Yes, this thing here came up, but they treated me well. I was looked after, and I value what they did. That's all I seek. That makes it worthwhile for me. Hopefully you got to see some little snippets there of how I conduct that initial screening interview. It's a really, really good opportunity for you to find out a little bit about them to find out about us before we go through the whole rigor of sending documents out, arranging for them to come in for an interview, finding space, finding a patient, all of that stuff. So we do this as our starting point. And yeah, that was a positive one, and we'll move forward with interview if he wants to come in. So I'll update you with how that goes. On interviews, we've got another interview on Saturday morning, which is hopefully going to be really positive. If they don't live in the local area, they'll be moving up to work with us if it all goes successfully well. And I will give you feedback on that after that one happens as well. Right, it is Thursday evening. I'm just about to jump on to my weekly update that I record and send out to everyone. Point of it is that I want to keep repeating the same message time and time again so that everybody is very, very aware of what it is that we're working towards. And I'm hoping that these are good opportunities for me to share how we do as a clinic, and I hope that people take it on board and act upon it, because I have all the data here of what we do as a clinic, and sharing it with everyone, trying to be as transparent as possible, is really, really crucial to the type of culture that I want to have within what we do. There are inherent risks with this. The more you share, the more of a risk you run of people copying it in a way. And things like that don't bother me, because if people want to go and recreate what we're doing, then I almost encourage it, because it will enable them to see what it is that we're it enabled them to see how hard this actually all is. But it's also, for me, a kind of an element of pride in that as well, in a weird way, because they've had the confidence from what we've shown them to go and do their own thing. So that is actually quite a fulfilling thing for me as well to experience. So yeah, I'm going to jump on and share this with them now, and you'll get to see some of the updates of what we talk about here as well. Total new appointments, I don't think this is entirely accurate. I think it's down at 371, but number of new patients up at 65, and so we're consistently hitting good numbers throughout the week. Again, one of the sayings that I'm hearing a lot of at the moment is be frugal on your costs so you can be generous on your investments. The investment is into staff. We have to find ways where we can save on money in order to be able to pay more. We're coming to the end of the quarter at the moment, and we're going to be doing not only the reviews, the quarterly review of therapists, but we're doing our quarterly reviews of our management accounts, where we share everything so you can clearly see what is happening within the business, where all the costs are associated with, and how you can play your part in helping the business be successful in order for you to be successful. We are all a part of this, and all have a key role to play. And we can see in this week here and this week here that we smashed that target. And if you think about it, if we averaged them out, if we took some of it from here and added it into here, then we would have met that target. And same for over on this one here. The meeting there is the main thing I want to get from it at the moment is my opportunity to share the vision weekly. I've created a small little mini document, which is what our core values are, where we're heading towards. And so that every single therapist, no matter what, will always know what they are. I really want to get to the point where I can ask them of like, right, what is the plan? How do we change shoppers into fans? And what's the explanation? And what am I looking for? So that they know exactly what is expected of them when they're in that treatment session with them. I listened to a thing the other week that you need to tell someone 7 times before it becomes a thing. So as things stand, I've got about 4 more weeks of telling everyone for them to finally, hopefully, understand it. That leads me on to another point. We put out a staff survey we have, where we're looking for the answers by next Tuesday, and we're going to read them out in the meeting next week as a real raw footage of what people think of what we can do better, what they like. It's not meant to be a nitpicky thing. It's just meant to be a thing that we as a business can listen to and really show the staff that we care about what their thoughts are. And by delivering on the things that they say, if it's possible, then it will hopefully keep staff retention nice and high, keep the culture good, keep the happiness high. So yeah, that's what's coming next week, and yeah, you'll get to see the outcome of that for sure. Right, it's Friday morning, 10:38. I'm filming. It's disturbing it. Disturbing all the views we're gonna get on it. Yeah.
Sorry for bringing the fun.
We are, I don't know what we're meeting about actually, we're just going to go through operational stuff, is the plan. I'm still working on my stepping out of doing things and handing over to my entrusted team, who aren't looking at me at the moment while I'm talking about this. So we will film some of this actually, we will film it so you can hear what we talk about, and then, yeah.
Some of it sensitive information.
But no one wants to listen. I honestly think it's such a terrible idea. So much so that I'm really, really restraining myself from stepping in, because I want you all to see the impact of it. But that comes at the expense of me. I'm happy to be wrong. I hope so much I'm terribly, terribly wrong. But your outcome is going to be, your situations that are going to occur will be when they may not be good enough. And then what do we do? Please help me out, everyone.
Okay, fine.
That's what I mean, short-sighted. It's just not thinking of... Remember I always say to you, like, when I used to I did the assemblies at school, and I was always like, right, if you're going to throw a pen across a classroom at someone, what's the worst thing that can happen here? Worst thing is it hits someone in the eye and they lose an eye. Okay, well now what's the chances of that happening? Relatively slim if you throw the pen low. Okay, now next thing, what's going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. So just getting them to think of that, right, that throwing a pen, yeah, it's funny for that second, but then think of the longer term consequences of what's going to happen after it. We're thinking of, throw the pen, what's the outcome? Like that initial thing of what I was aiming to do, forgetting all of the other stuff that could happen towards us. But you want to justify the increase in prices, and we're going to bump it up. If you actually believe that that's the right thing to do, you should take on more hours with us.
Exactly.
Well, that's control for her then. So when she turns around and says, you know what, I'm going to can my job down there because I back this and I believe it, then we'll do it.
Yeah.
What I've done is such a poor.
What?
It's just poor for me. I'm not bloody having it
Not
done.
doing a leaflet.
It's because it's such an excuse. It's such an excuse, but I lack confidence in my creative. I hate graphic design. I hate all of that stuff. And here I am trying to design a leaflet because giving it, I could outsource it to someone, but they're just generic people who.
And plus we've got Calvin.
Your role should be, you can tell me everything. All of us here should be able to sit here and say numbers about everything. Okay. And if we can't, the answer shouldn't be like, oh, it should be, okay, right, you know, I'm going to go and find that out. Because I understand the reason as to why. Because a lot of the costs for advertising go into it. So one of the things we look at is...
but that's a debt, she said that's separate, so that cleared up.
Yeah, but one of the other things that we consider doing is actually just canning the advertising for it. But it's where to network, where to go. That's the problem. I don't know where to go for it. We do. One of the things I was looking at with there though, I need to go in a minute, is the times that we're open. We haven't got many evening appointments open there, and I'm wondering if there is a kind of we need to have a situation where we have more evening stuff open much. But that's the end of this meeting. I'm going to sit at this angle here. What we were just discussing then is a lot of operational stuff. We're still trying to work out the role responsibilities for everyone. We've restructured things recently to have me doing non-operational stuff and then allowing the rest of the team to do it. So we're just trying to work out where we all stand with that and the positions that we're all needed to be in. And did we get anywhere with it today?
Somewhat, a little bit more clarity that I need to take more ownership over check-ins and meetings with Tash, who does our accounts. Because at the moment, the touch points are nil. In fact, some days she's at the back, up at the front. I don't have any contact with her. Yeah, so the tough thing is that a lot of the stuff I used to just always do, so it's all in my head, so trying to then pass that on to everyone else. And you don't like really being asked to extract the information, because I will ask you sometimes and I'll get met with a bit of a grouchy response, like I should always know the information. It's not true. That is defamation of character there. I couldn't be any more supportive and welcoming of my team and everything they do. You're so lucky you've got us. On that note, everyone. Okay, Friday afternoon, 2:20 p.m. I've just got back from a meeting that I had to go and do, but before that I was up at our Winchmore Hill Clinic. I didn't get a chance to film it. I had the camera with me, but the conversation was with one of our clinic managers, and the situation we find ourselves in at the moment is that our clinic managers are still therapists trying to manage clinics, and the difficulty with that is that they have expectations of their caseload as well as expectation of how they manage the staff for their team. One of the problems we have at the moment, and it's a good problem but a bad problem, is that where we're so busy, we're trying to meet the demands of our patients, but at the same time, clinic manager expected to keep the staff happy and satisfied, and this balancing act is extremely difficult, and the clinic managers at the moment are under pressure, and I 100% understand it because I've been there myself as well doing it. Now, just because I've been there and done it doesn't mean that whilst I might understand from my side of it, I have to understand it from everyone else's. And that's the trouble at the moment. It's very difficult to see it from their side of it because I can only ever see it from my side. And it's certainly a reflective thing that I have to do of working out how I best manage this. Because we've got ideas that are being suggested for it, but there are things in my head where I'm thinking, okay, if we implement what that idea is, there is a risk that this here could be
a bigger consequence. Yes, the solution solves the existing problem, but it does not necessarily consider potential other problems that come ahead. Now, then potential problems may not ever arise, but it's how do we mitigate the risk and approach it from a different avenue where we cover the risk, but also can execute on what the initial short-term problems are. Sounds like I'm waffling a bit here, but it's such a tough thing to manage. And the thing that I was sharing with Clinic Manager is that our staff are our biggest asset, and making sure that they are valued, appreciated, looked after is 100% top of my priority list. And I don't know if I necessarily put that across to everyone because of the demands I expect and expectations that I have. And so again, I have to look at it and think, how do I best navigate this? The way I'm trying to do it at the moment is stepping away from what I'm doing day to day, so I'm not so operationally managed or operationally focused. But there has to be an element of where there are certain situations which could potentially be harmful to the business. And I use the word potentially really, really purposefully there, because there's no guarantee it'll be harmful. In fact, it could be unbelievably good. But I believe that there's a different way that we can approach this situation whereby the solution, yes, in the short term isn't too much of it doesn't help us much, but long term it does. And then there's the opportunity to be able to implement that said solution at another time. It's all cryptic of what I'm talking about here because the scenario would take too long to explain of where we're at with it, which sounds a little bit patronising saying that. And mind you, I'm talking to a camera here, so who am I patronising? But yeah, trying to get my words out, articulate the problems and the stresses and how hard this is very, very difficult to do as well. And also what's pretty boring is you lot listening to me saying how hard this is, but that is the reality. It's constantly hard. And why do I keep doing it? Well, I want to see the success of it. I want to see the outcome. I want to see the positivity that we can create and how we grow a thriving business. That's the thing that motivates and excites me. But yeah, ask any business owner. The challenges of it are exceptionally difficult, and definitely it makes me reflect. I keep using the word reflect, but it does. And filming this is really good because I get to watch myself back of how I communicate with staff, how I'm interacting, what am I doing from a leadership point of view, and yeah, that's why I'm quite enjoying doing these regular updates on here. You lot might not be enjoying it, but I'm quite enjoying it. But yeah, that's the update at the moment. So the rest of today, I've got a load of my own things that I need to do today. I'll probably be doing it mainly into the night, if I'm honest. A lot of the stuff for our Instagram, our LinkedIn, the YouTube stuff, all of that stuff, I need to try and get pumping out content for that and getting it all set and ready to go, and making a bit of a plan for next week about what that's going to look like. End of the week of filming. I'm going to close it with Marco. I still haven't worked out my closing thing. There he is. Best and worst part of the week, please. Worst part first. We'll finish on positive.
The rain.
I meant about working, apart from the rain.
I don't know.
Hasn't been a particular worst part, no.
No.
Best part?
Best part, speaking with all the patients.
Oh, mate. That is a word, or a sentence, I should say. And on that note, everyone, we're out.